First ever night with WSU Esports. My name is Tim Lamb. My gamer tag is Snake Eater. I'm the president of this wonderful organization, coming to you live tonight from Pullman, Washington, in our esports lounge here at the Chinook. Frankly, it's been a heck of a year for a lot of reasons, um, but I think that's not something that's new to people, right? We've had a hard year just like anyone else here at WSU Esports, and it's been a challenge getting through it, but we've risen above and gone through a lot of these challenges with our heads held high and with a lot of spirit, heart, and passion that Cougs are known for. The people around me tonight are people who love this stuff from the bottom of their hearts, who work their hearts out every single day, and who live, breathe, and eat this stuff, right? So I think it's really worth acknowledging in the last year some of the things we've done. We raised over $1,200 for Sacred Hearts Children's Hospital in Spokane, Washington, through our Extra Life stream. At one point, we were one of the top streams for Extra Life in the entire world in terms of raising money. We have over 900 members in our Discord server, a part of WC Esports who can interact, see us, talk with us, and hear us. We have a club that is wonderfully diverse. We have a wonderful executive board who has so much love for what they do across social media management, broadcast management, competitive management, tournament organizing. We have players on our teams who truly embody what it means to be a Coug. And part of that tonight is, of course, our Rocket League team. Our Rocket League team is one of the top 10 teams in the country. And not only that, we also won the PAC-U inaugural conference. So all of our Pac-12 rivals fell to the WC team that went and played. With all that being said, it is my wonder, it's my pleasure and a wonderful honor to be here tonight. And with all that being said, let's kick things off. Let's get this started.
All right, my name is Sarah Federley. I am here with Mary Jo Gonzalez, VP of Student Affairs, and Gabriel Rosario, who is our broadcast director and soon to be president. So it's really nice to finally get to meet you and talk with you in person. We've chatted a lot over emails and things, and we've seen all of your really awesome support through social media. So what is your current impression of our organization?
I absolutely love the work that you all are doing. I came back after being really ill, and one of the first things that I did was watch you all while you were live streaming and playing Rocket League. And it started out on a phone, and then I was able to go up to a tablet and then to my laptop. And it was so amazing to see, even on the stream, our students cheering you on. And every time we beat all of our Pac 12 peers, including the other school on the other side, it was really about community. And I love the Coug head logo going around. I love the singing of the fight song. And so, you all, especially during this time of COVID where we've all had to be at home and had to be separate from one another, you've really been able to keep that community that we've needed, that our Cougs have needed, not just here in Pullman, but frankly, all across the country. And so I am just thrilled that you're doing this work, and it's so important. And I can't wait to see what we're going to do moving forward, given not just this facility here in the Chinook, but frankly, everything that we do. I also do need to give a shout out to James, who's been one of your strongest supporters. Early on, we had talked about this. I had partnered with our WSU Global Campus to make sure that we were pushing this initiative, and we're really excited again that you're doing this. Congratulations to all of you for all of this work that you've done. It's just really impressive.
Yeah, it's an
Thank
honor
you.
to have you here tonight. We're really glad to hear that. We're really flattered by all of the kind words you have to say about us.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, that's also just kind of the beauty of it all. With COVID, we have had challenges in terms of, running events and things, but it hasn't really brought our org to a grinding halt like it has with a lot of other RSOs and sport clubs here on campus. So we've been very, very fortunate in, with being able to continue what we love to do.
Yeah,
Uh,
a wonderful advantage that we have is just the fact that we can stay connected and in touch with each other online and through online games and through kind of a shared common passion of so many people across the country and even the world. It's really great to stay in contact with those Cougs, and it's been, I think, a pivotal piece and a lot of people kind of keeping things together through such a challenging time throughout a school year that's been unlike any that we've ever seen. and I think it's really a great thing that we've had. And I really want to credit the community and everyone who's been involved outside the executive board, just the students at WSU who've been there and making it really special and such a fun place to be around every day.
Mhm. Well, and the fact that you all have grown in the midst of all this, I just have been attending events as we go and looking at it, but every time I go to one of your streams, it is more and more of our students attending, more and more of our students participating. And again, that is the future. And I'm excited to learn tonight Rocket League. I won't lie to you. As I've been watching you, it's like playing soccer. And so think about all those folks who are getting some of that energy out, the excitement out by being able to play the games that they need to play and connect with you all, right? Doing what you need to do to take care of each other. And again, you need to know how proud I am of all of you taking care of one another because that's what we do. Cougs help Cougs, right? And that is how we have to continue and moving forward, especially as we come back from the pandemic. So I am so looking forward to the fall when I can sit in here with you all and play some games and we can do some more streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
There's so
Yeah.
much fun stuff that we've been able to do this year, though. Like, for example, having the issue with the typical Apple Cup that we would have every year, right? Is not something we were able to do in this time period. But we had our own esports version, and that was extremely fun because we were able to keep up that competitive rivalry. But at the same time, we're all working online. We're all having to stream. We're all having to do these things. So it was simultaneously this cooperative and competitive nature that blended seamlessly, and it was a whole lot of fun. I got to cast 2 out of 3 of the games that were played that series, and it was one of the greatest experiences that we've had this year because we still got to do something so big, yet none of us could even see each other's faces.
And that speaks a lot to just the talent that's involved at so many levels in the collegiate esports world, even just on a wider level. The people who've been able to take this really difficult situation and run streams, keep on commentating, keep on playing, keep people together as players, as teams, in a social environment. There's so many factors that go into these events in person, and it's really incredible that we've all been able to kind of make the transition online. And it speaks to just the talent of the Cougs here that are invested and involved in it.
Well, and I just realized as you were talking and even looking at your production space, right? This is not just about the game. This is about how to support the game, how to support the individuals in it. You can pick up any skill that you need while you're here, right? Whether it's Beast Trigger over there who joined before, right, during COVID and is still not knows folks and is learning, but she found a place with you. And I think that's part of it. It doesn't have to be just one thing. And that's what's different about esports. And I'll be really honest with you. We have intramurals, we have, NCAA athletics, but esports is about bringing everyone in and supporting everyone wherever they come in the gateway. And I think that is absolutely critical. Not turning away, not making sure that it's, oh, if you don't do so well, you're going to learn, you're going to grow. It's not that you're cut from the team. And so I just want to let you know that is, again, part of the value of esports as we bring forward these kinds of initiatives and programs. And I love seeing, I will tell you, I've looked at other schools and they have a very particular type of student who gets involved in this versus the diversity and the inclusive nature that you all have adopted. It's just impressive again. But that's the kook spirit, right? That we're going to come together, crimson and gray. We're going to fight all day to do the right thing for our students.
Yeah, and for anyone who's not familiar kind of with what goes into the world of esports, it's a lot more than just playing video games. So much of our server and so much of what we do as an organization is predicated on a lot of life skills that go beyond just gaming and that go into a lot of directions in the world. So, over there we have our broadcast team, people who just have a passion for commentating and streaming and capturing everything on camera, making sure it looks as quality as it can. And that's a proud tradition that I, as a Murrow student at the College of Communication, I'm glad to see kind of move forward and evolve as that industry develops more and more. I'd love to see greater emphasis on broadcasting here. There's a lot of community management skills. Credit to Ferd, who's been our community manager for an entire year now, who runs a moderation team, make sure that our server is a friendly and inviting place to be in. Someone who's taken a huge leadership role in a ton of the events that we do and making sure that everyone is on their game. Beyond that, it's a lot of administrative, it's a lot of sport management type roles, it's a lot of just pieces that make this grand puzzle that we call esports.
Yeah. The A lot of what we promote on our Twitter and other social media pages definitely portrays mostly just our competitive teams and just kind of the really like hype stuff.
Mhm.
Um, but inside our server, it's definitely more of a, I would say it's a family for
Yeah.
sure. We hold events, and we have all sorts of different channels for different topics to discuss. We help each other with academics.
Yes.
We just kind of try to support each other, and really just help each other get through college, especially in a time like this where it's been extremely challenging.
Hmm.
And
So
though we are an esports organization, we also cover a lot of the wider gaming world. So that's stuff that's more social. That's stuff that includes cooperation. That's movie nights. That's spending time together just as people when we can't meet up in person. We can't meet up at cafes on campus. We can't meet up in the Chinook. So a lot of that interaction moves to, well, let's watch a movie together in our Discord server. Let's run games all night long until we just can't possibly stay awake anymore and just keep playing games. And it's we love the competition aspect of a lot of our teams and our organization. We love the competitive aspect of esports, but just as much of that is the social aspect of keeping people together and making sure people feel welcomed and invested in our community and our server.
If I may tell a particularly short story about sort of that community aspect that we were talking about, I believe this was last year, but we had all found ourselves relatively snowed in for the most part. And we had decided we didn't even have one at the beginning of this conversation, but we had found that we all had an interest in this in Minecraft. We kind of had this this bug of it, and we were like, we could just make a server and just and this spiraled into about, I
Was it
want to say,
25, 30 people at once?
yeah, it was like
yeah,
25 to 30 people at once, all playing for like there was people in and out
I
for a
love
solid
it.
12 hours on the first day, and then we found out, oh, it's going to be a snow day tomorrow. Fantastic, more Minecraft for a
I
solid.
remember that night we were all just sitting there going, "Oh, please, please, please be server, please." Because it just devolved down to, oh yeah, I guess I'll play Minecraft with the group too. Hey, does anybody want to trade stone with me? I need to work on the railroad system connecting people's houses, and that
Yeah,
was just in the span of a couple of hours, and that's something that I definitely take away from my time. It's just a really great experience and memory with WC Esports.
yeah,
I
and
love that, a new version of Snow Day. I think we need to talk about that for what we're gonna do in February of next year.
Well,
I
I mean, those hills are rough. Those hills are rough to walk up in the snow and ice, So if it's between, hiking up those and playing Minecraft,
Mhm.
there's
And I've
options.
seen some students build versions of their campuses, so I'm
yeah,
curious to
I've
see
seen
how we
those.
do that
Yeah.
here,
We
right?
have we have a group of students in our server who are really dedicated and just in love with Minecraft in recreating a lot of projects. I think they're invested in the Minecraft Earth project where they have been building out a model of Pullman. So like they've built Martin Stadium, or is it Jesse Stadium now yet? Have they made that a official switch over?
I don't believe so, not just yet. Do you remember that they built out all the wheat fields around for? Do you
yeah,
remember
Oh,
that?
I love
Yeah.
that.
yeah. We had a Minecraft version of the Palouse.
You do have to start there first, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
You
Absolutely.
yeah. You
can't
got
do
to start with
anything
a
but
lot of
start
wheat.
there first.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
So I do
it's
want
a
to
lot.
ask a question because I just Twitch got my new stream. My gamer name is going to be Coog Fierce. Just rolled it out, and guess what?
Awesome.
It's because of you all. It's because I think about the fierceness of spirit you had to have, the kind of resilience, grit, determination to make this happen. So that name is an homage to you all. I want to know how you all develop names because, like, you go out there and we've got RV Insanity, right? We've got a few other people's. We've got Muffin, who's not a muffin, by the way. But finding out the history of your names, how do you go about that process? Like, is there a process that you go through, kind of like in your coming out stage as a gamer?
So it's sort of different depending on who you are. Everyone has a bit of a different story,
Okay.
but one of what I think the coolest aspects of the gaming world is that everyone has a story of how they developed their name. Sometimes it's just a part of their name. For do you want to tell your story of how you got yours?
It's not very exciting. Ferd. So my last name, Federally, is kind of spelled weird, and people couldn't really pronounce it very well when I was in high school. So a couple of my friends just decided to shorten it to Ferd, and it kind of resulted in half my high school calling me that. And so that is just kind of how it came to be, and it's stuck ever since. So
Yeah.
I like that.
in my case, my tag is Snake Eater. That is based off of Metal Gear Solid 3. That's my favorite video game. The subtitle of that is Snake Eater. That's the name of the operation in the game. That's the
Okay.
name of the theme song. And that's a game that really resonated with me emotionally and on kind of a lot of different levels. And it was something that really sticks with me every day. And so when I was kind of figuring out what I wanted to call myself, I had a few ideas, and I thought, what about that? And then it kind of clicked with, I should check if that's available. And I checked in a couple of the games I play, and no one had that name, surprisingly enough. I went, all right, then I'm just going to go by Snake Eater.
I
This is
love
mine
that.
now. And as for mine, okay, I will not pretend by any means that my most recent name was the only name I ever came up with.
Okay.
I have been gaming since I was 6 years old, so there are plenty of names I'd like to forget. but um, my current one, Artie, is a shortened version of Artemine, which is comes from a very nerdy background. It is one of the ancient elven kings of the Cimmerillion.
Is that Tolkien?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I liked the name a lot, and his background amused me, so I had just taken the name, and I've only ever seen it taken once, and I genuinely wonder whether they get it from the same place or whether I'm incredibly unlucky.
Do you guys have any like fun stories involving your tags, your names, or kind of like just interactions with people based on them?
Yeah, in Overwatch one time, I was just queuing casual quick play, and I happened to queue into someone with the same exact name as me. It was pretty interesting. Just looking at the list of players before the game started, and I saw my name twice, and I was like, "That's not right." Then I realized it was a different person who just happened to be from almost all the way across the country, which
Okay.
was pretty cool.
One of my favorite running experiences with my name, as I said, the theme song of the game is also called Snake Eater, and there's this. It's very James Bondy. So it's a game where it's a stealth game where you play as like a spy kind of character, but it's very James Bondy in that kind of respect. And
Okay.
so the singer just belts out Snake Eater. And so I've been at tournaments where people will call my name because it'll be so and so versus so and so, and people will just start singing the name. Or I've been in environments where people have just started singing the song, and they'll go, "Will you sing the song?" Or the other question is, people look at me and they can go, "Hey, have you actually eaten a snake? Do you eat snakes often? Do you like snakes?" Um, I'll be honest. Point of shame. I have not eaten a snake before,
Can't
so
even
Okay.
I
see
need
a
to
live
I need
snake in the field.
I need to get yeah I need to get on that. I
It
need
tastes like
to try
chicken.
snake. I'm sure it does. I've had gator. If it's anything like other reptile meat, I'm sure it's very chewy. But I still need to eat a snake.
So
Yeah.
I do have another question about how, in terms of the names, and oftentimes so this is, you're talking to someone here who is just learning, right? And so sometimes there's some code language in the chat, and you all seem to know what's going on. What are some of the words that
Oh goodness.
folks would use very often? And it's okay, it is a, what is it? We're a family rated PG
I
channel
say,
right
well,
now,
Yeah.
but
the PG
what are
one.
some of those things that, as new folks
Um,
come on
I
board,
say,
that
go
they
for
just
it,
need to
Fred.
be?
so I would say the most common one you'll probably see is poggers or
Poggers?
pog. Yeah, and that's mostly just a way of expressing like excitement,
Okay.
or you know, you'll see it if, you're watching a broadcast where we're playing Rocket League and our team scores, you might see people typing poggers in the chat. Um, what else?
And
Uh,
that story has such just a specific weird little origin in terms of how it like
Yeah.
spirals out.
oh
But a
yeah, I
lot
don't
of
want to
that
talk for 10 minutes about that origin
no.
story.
No, but like a lot of those terms that we use start as just like really small, like kind of just funny little instances that then spiral into like,
Okay.
oh, this is what this means is like a cultural piece of language now.
Like, I would
Other
say
ones like
yeah, I would say there's
OP,
one. I mean, yeah, OP or overpowered. I would say
Nerf.
one that's yeah. I mean, those are all game terms. I would say like as far as what you're gonna see spammed in the Twitch chat, you'll see thousands of renditions of a very very old now meme from like I think it's 2010, which is just Pepe the
It's
Frog.
funny that you all
Yeah.
say 2010 is an old meme. That feels like 10
Yeah,
days ago.
I mean,
in internet time that
It's
is
a
it.
long time, isn't it?
in
Right.
internet time, 2 months is a long time.
Yes.
Like things move fast. Sag is one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
SADGE.
what does that mean?
It's like an expression of profound sadness.
Okay.
So it's if I were to express it physically, it'd be like
Oh,
like that. But you know, if something unfortunate happens, or if some kind of sad instance happens, people
okay.
will post that or spam
I
that.
never had to post that while y'all were kicking our colleagues across it was y'all just smacked them several times,
I mean, if
pretty
you're good enough,
impressively.
you know, you don't have to worry too much about Sag popping up. So
Yeah.
unless it's the other team.
Definitely. Yes. For
Yeah,
sure.
but in general, all the emotes you'll see down there do one of two things. They either express some kind of emotion, or they are intended entirely for sarcasm. I've explained this previously to other people, in a weird way where you have all of these emotes that mean very specific things. They actually do all have meanings of some kind, but some people will post them in complete sarcasm, not meaning it or meaning something entirely different, and it's some weird in joke. So I would like to explain it as like the idea of the idea of probability and like of where it's supposed to of where yeah sure it means that till it doesn't.
It's
Right.
it's the in joke that develops into a different in joke that develops into a different in joke ad infinitum.
Yeah,
It just keeps going.
it is so deep in at this point that there are certain things that will genuinely never make sense to certain people. You cannot.
Yeah.
Or you had to be around it like a very certain era. I can't even think of how many things have been phased in or out. Or like there's some terms that have just kind of replaced terms in general. So you know, if you think about like setting up a competitive trap in a game, or some kind of like, oh, you know, like a trick play in that case, you could say, oh, they tricked them, or oh, they trapped him, or oh, they baited them. People will just say jebaited. It's just
Mm.
it's become kind of a replacement term for so many things, where if
I was
some,
trying to remember that one.
yeah,
Yeah.
if some big play happens, people just go jebaited, or they just post the picture of just,
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a picture attached to all of these, of course. It's very strange how that one came about too. But there's just all these different examples of these very very strange emotes. I'd say probably the most brutal one, if you really think about it, for me at least, if we're talking about these gaming terms, so to speak, that you'll see in as a stranger, have no idea what it means, is if somebody makes a mistake, typically involving capturing something,
Okay.
and people will scream C9, the letter C and the number
oh,
9.
do you not know what that one comes from?
No, I do. I was going to explain it. Was that there's a team called Cloud9. It is a
Okay.
very popular esports organization across many different games, and they had this one moment in one of their matches where they made a profoundly bad screw up, and failed to do a key thing. Like they had it in the bag and they dropped the ball, so to speak. And for some reason, they are now eternally known anytime anyone messes up as saying
C9.
C9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
So it's
who
really
is
so it's, I guess what I'm asking then. So
there's a lot.
you could jump into the stream and you will likely as a new person likely go may not get that part of it, may not get that part of it, and it's okay to just kind of watch and lurk and
Yeah,
learn, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
There's
Yeah,
no
it's an
reason
entire
you don't
different
have to
language.
explain all of it. Think of it honestly. Think of it like
Okay.
hieroglyphics.
Yep.
Like
Okay.
any emote that you see, you can generally interpret the basic meaning. Just thinking of it like hieroglyphics. Like that vaguely looks like someone crying. It's probably a sad one, like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That is good news because, boy, for someone like me, and I'm sure some of the folks out there who are like, what does this word mean? Or what does that look like? And, that can be intimidating sometimes to kind of step in, which I have to tell you, I've really loved watching the streams because it really helps me to understand not just how students are thinking, but also how they're engaging with you. So keep it on. Feel free to chat, right? We're on YouTube, correct? We're on Facebook. We're on all kinds of different Twitch channel, right? So if you have questions, please know you're not the only one. I am too. I have questions, a lot of questions as well.
Yeah, this whole thing's come together quite well, and it you know, as the kids say, it is quite poggers.
Oh, jeez.
Uh,
Can you explain?
Okay,
What was
so
it?
what's your Z9 moment in games
Oh,
then? I got to know this. So,
Uh,
yep, time
oh,
to fess up.
so I
mm,
predominantly play in a lot of fighting games, and I'll run tournaments. I'll play in tournaments. Um, I was on stream because I was playing to get in the top 3 at a tournament
Okay.
that I was running on campus, and this player, he outclassed me pretty soundly. He knew what he was doing, and I just wasn't prepared for him. And he kind of made a mockery of me, and so he beat me pretty bad. And I just hear this crowd of people behind me just going, "Oh!" And like they're getting loud, and they're kind of like, "Oh, we can't take it. He can't take it." And I just kind of walked away. I went, "Okay, I got a tournament to run. You know, I can just focus all my attention there." But I just kind of shambled off, just. So,
I don't know if that's so much a C9 is just a domination.
well, yeah, I mean,
The word outclass should have clued us in there, right?
yeah, outclassed. I was outplayed. I was jubated with
Jubated?
yeah, jubated in terms of like, oh, I'm gonna be
Chubby.
fine. You know, my skill will be fine.
Okay.
It didn't come together.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, so I actually used to play Rocket League for
Okay.
the club. I was on the B team, and I kind of moved around until I kind of just retired, I guess would be the word for it. But I would say pretty much anytime I either own gold or, was out of, we were all out of rotation or anything like that, I would
We'll
consider to
explain
be
those
a
in the coming minutes.
yes.
Strategic
Yeah.
terms. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think it's going to happen to me while I'm playing. So.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so we are getting close to our
Okay.
tournament time.
Yeah.
We will have 6 of our 9 teams playing for us tonight, which kind of back to the inclusive stuff, and what you were saying about, we're not cutting people. Basically, the way we do things with our teams for any game is we will field and help as many teams as we have people for, which
I
is
love it.
yeah, it's really awesome just, getting to see all of these people that want to represent us and compete for us. And, it makes us really proud to just have this many people that are so interested in kind
And
of
across
showing
a
off.
good number of games too.
Oh, yeah.
People will talk about esports and they'll kind of think of it as a monolithic thing, but esports are, similar to sports in the way that there's hockey, basketball, football, baseball. There's Rocket League, Overwatch, Smash Brothers, League of Legends. There's all kinds of games, and people love to express themselves through those games and compete in those games and play those games. And we just take a lot of pride in facilitating as many as we can. Where if we can get people who are interested, we'll try to help you field a team.
Exactly. Love it.
It's very
Are we
much this.
excited about that? Are we excited about playing?
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's gonna be
Okay,
fun.
I
We're
am.
gonna
I
be
don't know
seeing,
about you, but I am.
yeah, we'll be seeing them pretty soon here. But I would think that I think my highest excitement in terms of what we've seen happen for fielding teams is that first of all we got 9 teams this year, which is amazing. That was super cool. That there was
Most
so
we've
much
ever had,
excitement
yeah.
around it. Yeah,
Wow.
definitely the most we've ever had. But it's very exciting for us to be what is effectively an umbrella organization where we say, hey, if you want to make a team, if you want to jump into leagues, we essentially offer services in a manner of speaking. We offer a platform to occasionally broadcast your matches if your league allows it, if the organization you're running with allows that. We offer promotion via social media. We offer training in various esports fields. For example, you mentioned that you're a Murrow School student. I'm a middle school student as well. I'm broadcast production. I'm doing what I'm doing for my major right now, and have been since I was a freshman. And it's been very exciting for me to essentially uh, learn all of the theory and then enact it that very same afternoon.
Yeah, and see
Yes.
where things are similar, where things are different, and take just a critical eye into things and go, oh, let's try this thing that's been around in television production for 60, 70 years.
Yeah, and so if you don't know, I was a Murrow alum as well. So,
Hey,
yep, comm major.
Comm major
And
pride.
yep, so part of what I did not do, the broadcasting, but frankly, it has helped in every single aspect of my career. So I wouldn't be sitting here actually really comfortable with all of you if I hadn't received that practice. So
Yeah, Comm 102, public speaking.
there you go. I taught that
Great
back in the
class.
day before the gray, you know.
Yeah, I'm
So
definitely
6 teams or 9 teams today. What was that? 6 teams
6
are playing, right?
teams.
Against each
Yeah,
other.
we have
Okay.
6 teams playing tonight, and
Okay.
we have 9 teams total.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, I'm definitely the oddball here in terms of majors.
Well, okay, what's your major?
Forestry.
Oh, there's
Definitely nothing to do with what's going on here.
so this is your social fulfillment, right? This is your
Uh,
connection to
I
the
would say
community.
it's definitely somewhat of like a passion
Yeah.
project
Yeah.
for sure.
I do love that it's an umbrella organization. I did not know that. That's actually really helpful because
Yeah.
this is also allows me to say, if students come to me often, as they often do, how do we connect you and get you at least a part of a community where you can engage? And again, you all done a phenomenal work. I am part of what I've been doing as we've been trying to get back into in-person experiences, do things like this with you all. I did a Vogue class earlier with you, Rec, right? So part of it is also just hanging out with you in some fun spaces. So I am looking forward to also learning the game. One of the things is even as I watch it, you could tell people are flipping their car, and the boost happens at a certain time. So I'm really looking forward as we talk about this game in particular, is how you do it and how that works.
Yeah.
And as long I will play the game as long as nobody out there Z9s me.
See, it's
Just
a
remember,
C.
it's soccer.
It's a
Just
C.
remember, it's
Oh,
soccer.
it's a C, not a Z.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
C9.
C9. Yeah, as long as you don't C9 me, I will be out there playing with you all today.
I know. It'll be
Right on.
super fun. But to segue a little bit while the teams are setting up, there's this by no means in terms of connecting to us, do you have to be like on a competitive team in a competitive league? You do not have to do that with our
Yeah.
organization. That's why we're an umbrella organization. So we have our fingers in many pies, so to speak. Part of ours is just fostering a gaming community to just have fun with. For example,
Yep.
by no means was it a competitive option for us to play Minecraft for 2 straight days in a
Yeah.
snow day. Like that was purely for us just having fun.
And
For
that is
and you
definitely why, I mean, in our Discord server we have almost 1,000 members. And it's
Wow.
not because everybody wants to compete, it's just the community itself.
Okay, so that's the next thing you're going to have to teach us old folk how to do is Discord.
Yes.
yeah. But you did by no means do you have to know every single aspect of Discord to use it because they're adding features every month. But like for you've been our community manager forever. You organize things like pugs, which is I mean you'd probably be better at explaining that, yeah.
Yeah, so we host pickup games,
Okay.
shortened to pugs, not the
Okay.
dog. um, and so we host it for a variety of games. Rocket League is one of them.
Okay.
Just due to the volume of players we have for teams, we also have a lot of people that do play it casually,
Okay.
that will join us. Sometimes we'll have, over 20 people, all playing together, just messing around, having fun. There's not really anything competitive about it. It's
Exactly.
just people wanting to play together and having
Like
a
a
good
pickup
time.
game at basketball at
Yeah,
the UREC, right? Just a
yeah.
place to kind of de-stress and de-relief. Good.
We scramble teams and everyone has a good time. Skill level is not a concern whatsoever.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no. It's
Yeah.
just super fun to just go in every week or so, whatever game we're playing, assuming that you have it. We just have fun and just play and play games. Like again, we have a community manager purely for that purposes of organizing just the fun stuff. The
Exactly.
no competitive bars, no anything like that. But that being said, we have very competitive teams that are fairly strong. We have I'm sure you're not terribly familiar with it, but a game called Valorant
Okay.
it's another one of the shooters, but we have a team that will be able to broadcast them on Monday because they're playing their first playoff match ever,
Okay.
which is going to be super fun. And just it's all these different segments. Like we have players that play in Smash. We have the fighting games with Tim and Snake Eater. It's just all these little bits. That's why I find it very effective to call us an umbrella organization because by
I love it.
no means are we focused.
Yeah.
The only things we're focused in on is supporting gaming cougs basically in
Exactly.
whatever manner they see fit.
Exactly.
I think
Is
we're
that our
about to,
team playing up there?
yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say we're about to, we
Woo!
are right about in. If you want to switch chairs with me real quick, I'll come in
Yes,
closer.
absolutely.
Yeah, we have our teams going at it already. We have white and black team up there already. Black rocking the orange colors and white being the blue colors. We have let's go down the names here real quick. We're gonna have Schnitzel, Milk, unknown. Oh wow, cuts off
It's
no bad there.
his
Veggies,
name
it's
is
veggies,
Unknown
right?
Veggies,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, I remember him. I need sleep, as do we all. And Ninaman and Social Jake, and this is just sort of it's on auto cam right now because they've essentially programmed it to give a fairly decent view of all of the gameplay automatically.
Oh,
You
so
can,
so nobody is filtering that in the back. It's the game doing it.
yeah,
I love it.
which is super cool. But you'll notice you can see director in the bottom right there.
Yes.
If they switch over to that, they can do everything manually.
Gotcha. So in the more competitive games, is the director doing that gaming, or do they do it game?
Oftentimes, if they can get multiple cameras, so to speak, like it's not actual cameras, it's computers, but for the purposes of talking about broadcast, we usually say cameras or observers. If you have multiple observers that you can look from multiple angles, oftentimes you'll have at least one of them in director mode to catch like
Okay.
specialized shots. We see them tying it up here right now, and there's already 1 minute to go in their match. It's a tight match, and
It
it's just
is.
kind of happened out right in front of us. You can see them doing all of this high flying. You'll notice a lot of them aren't even in frame unless it's right in front of their goal, right? And that is because they have these positions, and not directly positions. Like I'm sure you're familiar with
Yeah.
like a forward and a midfielder, a defender, a goalie. Those don't strictly exist in Rocket League because of something called rotation.
Oh,
Where essentially there is, Ferb mentioned it earlier, where she said that it's often C9ing in a manner of speaking when you get really out of rotation,
Yeah.
right? And it's
So some play styles, there are some players who have more of a defensive rotation, which usually means that if you're on a more defensive rotation, you won't typically cross the half line.
okay.
Um, if there is a shot presented that is, good to go, for and try and shoot and score, you can rotate up. You'll probably be able to see, well, maybe with the auto cam the way it is right now. So Milk, he just hit the ball up, and what he should do after he hits it into the backboard like that is turn around and drive back towards the midfield, and
Okay.
another player would come up and either try to shoot or try and pass it into another player who would be coming up to the net to try and score.
yeah,
Um,
ultimately, yeah, you have Black Sheep
Congrats,
winning here.
congrats,
yeah.
Orange, for winning.
Yeah,
But I think
Yes.
for me, you just talked about this is soccer, and one of the things I really enjoyed about it was being able to see how you could see they were planning out, coordinating who is going to hit the ball to who when you're watching the stream, right?
Yes.
Coordinating who is going to hit who and know who is going to go for the goal. And that's what I really liked about the commenting was understanding, oh, that's what he's doing to get ready for that shot. So I didn't I had never thought of playing soccer in a dome like that,
Yeah.
but
yeah,
it's bouncing off and making sure when you hit the bounce, right, that it goes back in.
yeah.
Yes.
There are plenty of terrifyingly difficult things that you can do in this game
Okay.
to catch people off guard. Like
Yeah.
we'll start with like a really basic one. You didn't see it very much in this match. They're setting up a new one now. But there's a thing that you can do that's very much within the strategy,
Okay.
is something called demolition.
Okay.
Demolition says that if you're boosting fast enough or using your jet fuel and you're going fast enough, if you run into an enemy car, they'll actually explode and respawn a few seconds later.
Oh.
The reason why that's important is because if you do that in the right moment to the right player, they suddenly don't have the player in the right position to
To be
block
able
a goal
to
or
so
something
it's
like
a
that.
offensive play.
Yes.
Got it.
Sometimes it's a defensive way
Oh,
too.
that's
Like a
true, right?
person's driving up the field, he's going to score a goal, and you just ram him.
Mhm. Okay.
And so that is one of many tools in their arsenal. You'll notice that plenty of them are flying through the air, jumping off walls, sometimes even driving up the ceiling and diving back down. That's the advantage of playing in this dome like that, is that it's a much more of a 3D space than soccer could ever hope to do. Though one day I sincerely hope that they're able to play in a gravity dome or something like that, because gravity soccer would be something.
That would actually be a lot of fun, right?
Yeah.
Well, I also used to play volleyball, and I was often both the setter and sweep, where I would pick it up off the dig,
yeah.
and it's that same thing, right? Where are you locating yourself to be able to support the rest of your team? So I'm curious about what's going on in the background here, right? So
Yeah, we can talk about it.
like if we were playing a team, we would be talking about where we're going, right, over our headsets. What does that look like? How does that sound?
So for comms in Rocket League, it's typically, the person with the ball. When you are playing, I don't know if you have seen much of like a player's perspective, but there are two camera modes that
Okay.
a player can use. There's free cam, which it's basically like a third-person camera perspective. You can see your car and you
Okay.
can move the camera around and look wherever you want. And then there's ball cam, which no matter where the ball is on the field and no matter where you are, the camera is centered on the ball. So you
Okay.
will always see where it is.
Okay.
If people are doing things like rotating back, typically they don't have ball cam on. And they're, going back to get boost. Or if they're dribbling, which we haven't seen too much of so far. But
You're doing a
dribbling
lot
is
of passing.
basically, yeah. Dribbling is essentially if you're just carrying the ball on top of your car. Typically for that, you also don't use ball cam either.
Okay.
But in moments like that, it's efficient for your teammates to, call out a potential demolition.
If
As
I may
you,
interrupt for just a second,
Okay.
bouncing it off the backboard right there,
Okay.
he obviously tried to shoot for it, but if you hit it off the backboard just above it, it'll obviously bounce back. Every player knows that, both on the defensive and offensive side. So what you'll see them
Oh.
do, they won't go for the backboard. They'll go for where they anticipate it landing when it bounces back off.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah,
so you'll see them go up here, right?
Yeah.
No player is going underneath it. They're going to the side where it's going to land.
Okay.
Or in the case where they have a lot of boost, they'll actually lift off and go challenge it in the
Okay.
air.
And I've seen that before when James, right? James
Yeah.
plays on the competitive team.
Yeah, so
Wow.
he's going to go up in the air, he smacks it with the boost, and he lands it right in front of the goal. If Veggies wasn't there, you saw the orange
Yep.
player ready to shoot it right in.
Mhm.
And repeatedly, so he's right in the air. Does he land it? Almost,
Boom.
not quite. And he tries to go
Oh,
there to finish it
yeah.
off. And it's this constant action. I'm sure you've heard commentary a little bit on our
Yes.
stream, where it's just back and forth, thing after thing after thing after thing, because that's the pace of this game, and it's fantastic.
Well, and I
Oh,
love
yeah.
that it's really tight and clean, short timeline, right? Because I can actually focus, and I have missed a stream or two when you start on time. Because that's the one thing you need to know about e-games, tend to start on time, right? And then when they go fast, but I really love the pace.
Yeah,
So then at the same time, while our blue team is navigating space and getting things in order, the orange team is having the same conversation on the other side, right? So that both teams are really having this dialogue about what to do next.
yeah. So, during rotations, people will typically say, after they shoot or they're out of boost, which is a thing that people say to each other a lot, is
Okay.
no boost. I have no boost. I need boost. But typically, after someone shoots or centers, they may say to their teammates, "I'm going back," which means that they're rotating back to their own net. Which also lets their teammates know that it is okay for both of them to go on offense and try and score.
Exactly.
Another thing right now, you see Milk is up in the air there, and Schnitzel was in the net. That's another thing. If the ball is in the corner, typically the best way to challenge the ball on defense when it's in the corner is you have one person go for the ball, and then another person comes in behind them and takes their spot in the net. So that is another thing that you'll hear players say to each other is, go for it. I'm behind you. I'm covering you. Whatever. It really kind of just depends on the situation. Just because it's such a fast-paced game. You'll hear, typical, like you said, you played like volleyball and stuff.
Yeah.
Saying "I got it" is a huge thing. You have to be able to say it, because if two people go for the ball or three people go for the ball at the same time, it's going to end poorly.
Exactly. So now, in a normal commentary scenario where you two are, for example, commentating, you're also having like rosters of their names. You also, I'm assuming, you have some other data. What is some of the information that you're looking for when you're doing broadcasting?
As far as like information about the players, I assume is what you're referring to. So the first thing that I want to know, at least in Rocket League context, is I want to know who is the person who, at least in behind the desk we call it like playing dirty, but essentially who's but the official term in a sense would be who's their demolitionist.
Okay. So this is someone whose entire goal is to bust up somebody else's car. Okay.
Yeah, because if I know who that is, and I see them prowling near whoever's playing goalie at the time, I'm like, I know what they're setting up for. A lot of the information that you look, or at least that I look for when I'm about to cast this particular game, is that I want to know what roles they kind of fill. Like for example, it's not always the same person. But sometimes I want to learn who's the person who constantly plays in the midfield. Who's the catalyst whose entire job it is to keep the ball on the enemy side of the field? Who does that? Who's the person who's constantly in the air, who's really comfortable in the air? Who's the person who's always ready for a pass?
Okay.
Those sort of people, because you can call it out. Because as a caster, you're trying to say why these players are important, what they're doing, communicating what is happening to your viewers. And you can't know that without knowing their intention. And that helps a lot if you can know that. That being said, since thankfully CRL is pretty official, so you can look
Mm-hmm.
for previous matches, and you can say, oh, they're going to play Arlington, for example, in Texas. They're going to I can look up their matches
Yep.
on College Rocket League and say, okay, this person does this person does that. They're pretty good at passing. They're pretty good at those combination plays. I can think about stuff like that. And yeah, that's the sort of thing that I'll look for, and that goes across esports as a whole, by the way, is
Okay.
finding out who has those roles. An important one, actually, beyond anything, beyond any individual esport, is who is what is called an IGL,
Okay.
and it's referred to as an in-game leader. You might have your coach, like if you have a coach or something like that,
Okay.
or somebody who talks during the practices a lot to educate people, say that you try this or do this a little differently, that was wrong, that sort of thing. But an IGL is the person who's calling the shots in the moment.
Okay.
It's like think of the difference, like in the military, between a higher up and that squad leader.
Deploying appropriately, go here. They're strategizing, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
strategy and tactics.
And tactics. So doing both.
Yeah, tactics will, and sometimes they're the same person depending on the organization.
Okay.
But the IGL will be the person talking about the tactics right then, especially in the middle of the. Let's say your strategy going in just doesn't work for whatever reason. Maybe they're particularly cautious of your demolitionist. You know who it is, and they're avoiding them like a plague.
Exactly.
So your demo, or maybe even maybe your demolitionist is just having a bad day. They're not doing very
Okay.
well.
Okay.
That IGL needs to be able to pivot and say, we're going to try this strategy instead. And that goes for any strategy. If it's just not working against this team for whatever reason, you can't just keep doing it. You have to figure out how to win. But you can't do it harebrained. You can't just say everyone fend for yourselves. Our plan didn't work.
Exactly.
Typically, you have other plans, other stratagems to try out.
Okay.
And if none of them work, Not every game is a win by any means. That is never the case in any sport, esport or otherwise.
Exactly.
But you have these contingencies, these plans that you're trying to enact in the desperate attempt to win, as is any esport, as is any sport.
And my guess is commentators have fans just as much as the players do.
Oh,
yeah,
Have you noticed that?
definitely.
Because and it's really funny because you'll see as a game is playing and then they're commentating like or they don't agree or they absolutely agree
Yeah.
right on. I also hear it's interesting. It's just like watching MLB game. It's like
Mhm.
Seahawks, the Mariners. It's the same thing, and I really appreciate that. That's that voice there and presence. And
Yeah.
some of them have been better at explaining. I've noticed that's. I'm thinking of our players in particular when they'll comment about, oh, there he goes doing what he does best. Like they know exactly what, as you talked about, as a commentator, understanding that.
Yeah, it's that research.
So there's a role for you out there, right? To commentate and learn on games, even if you don't want to play them, correct?
Absolutely. There's I will say, for example, I am not anywhere near the best at Rocket League or any of the games that I cast. I am not like some grandmaster in any game that I cast, but I know what they're doing on a theoretical level. I know
Okay.
what they're doing on paper.
Okay.
And I understand all of the certain strategies in the games that I cast to varying degrees. Obviously, no one can be a master of all.
Okay.
You'll have this time period where you do your research though,
Yeah.
as best as you can. And with Rocket League, again, thankfully it's relatively easy, but not every game is like that. Some
Exactly.
leagues are more or less official. That's why, for example, the PAC-U was created, as you're familiar with it, was because a lot of the leagues, for example, the leagues in Overwatch, the leagues in League of Legends, the leagues in certain Rocket League titles, not all of them, not all of them were very official. Sometimes they'd even say, just finish your match by the end of the week. We don't care what time it is. That's more common than you think it is. And
oh,
it was
wow.
so,
I love that.
it was
Because
so,
it might take me a couple hours to play a game.
yeah. But like it was good because remember, you're playing with college students, right?
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Mhm.
But at the same time, if you're like me, who is trying to run a broadcast, it is very difficult to say, we'll cast at some point. We'll give you like a 2-hour warning. Because maybe they don't get back until day of. There's no promotion or announcements because you can't announce until they confirm, because they might just forfeit, and then there's nothing there.
Exactly.
So having something like the PAC-U, where it is official that every Friday, every Saturday, we have these games playing against these people, and an actual schedule.
Okay.
That makes not only scheduling streams easier, but also makes it a whole lot easier to do research and learn about the players, hype up specific players. For example, he was by no means our first president, but he is our spiritual president.
Okay.
His name is / was B900 Cool. Is he on campus right now?
He's on his way to
Oh,
Pullman,
no.
actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He tried to make it here in time,
Oh,
but
darn
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
but-
he might be listening right now in
Yeah,
the
yeah, he
car,
could be.
but yeah.
But he was very much our spiritual leader, and he was leading our A team then.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
he was a player for us
Okay.
for the past 3 years?
Two or
Or
three?
2? 2 or
I think
3.
it's two.
Yeah.
And he was, and I, even though I wasn't casting Rocket League at the time, I
Okay.
knew exactly who he was and what he did. He was this constant interference on the enemy team in the midfield and constantly dribbling it up the center. He didn't necessarily score a whole bunch by comparison to the rest of his teammates, but he definitely was a constant pain. And even the official Rocket League casters on the Rocket League Twitch stream mentioned it constantly, where they're just like, "Man, they can't get anything past the guy."
Yeah. I love it.
And so I know him for that. I know, and though Ari switched it up a little bit recently, like I used to know Ari for a bit to do a good chunk of high flying and setting up for passes, that sort of thing.
Yes.
And I would say right now I probably know our Overwatch players the best out of everybody, but I'm diversifying as is necessary in COVID times.
Gotcha. Very
And
good.
it's been very fun to cast the different things. For example, I casted the Apple Cup, and it was extremely fun to do, but I had very little experience casting Rocket League, but it was one of the funnest casts I've ever done.
Which, going back to the PACU, I don't know if you knew this, but the team that won us the championship game was actually our B team. It wasn't even
Yeah.
our
Oh, I did not know that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's news. Good job.
Yeah.
We're very happy about that.
It didn't even take our strongest team to beat every single Pac-12 school.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I do want to hear. Are you comfortable like casting this next one? So and like how you would do
I
it?
can do that. Yeah, sure.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. So Ferd, you and I are going to do the kind of like the color commentary because I'd really love.
Yeah.
I may stop you and say, "What is
Yeah.
that?" I would love to know.
I've never actually
He
casted
doesn't cast.
before.
I'm the caster.
But I'm willing to try.
Jump on this. Aren't we learning something new today?
Oh, yeah. We got Sapphire and Cream here, and we're gonna be seeing Dog, Frankie, Fatty Frog, Fitz Wolf, Rob Hub, and we've got our two teams, Sapphire and Cream here. We're gonna be seeing them go right in. We're gonna ignore the last match, but going in here, we're gonna be seeing Orange go up here, setting up for a foray into Blue's goal, but it is not set up entirely past Frankie. They're going to keep on passing it towards the center, though. A very close call for Blue. They keep on firing it towards the goal, kind of hitting that right side post over and over again. Not quite getting it on goal, but definitely consistently.
They are not
being
giving
a threat.
up.
No, not at all. They keep on being a threat. Dog keeps on getting in the way. Blue as a team just keeps on getting in the way just in time, but they're having a hard time keeping things out of their own goal box. You'll notice that Orange is keeping them stuck in this position by shot after shot after shot. They know, both teams know that Blue has to break out, or one of these days, one of those shots is going to break
It's
through.
gonna hit.
That one
almost did.
Yeah, this is a
You're
constant threat. You'll notice that the ball was going over to the other side, and that Orange player dived ahead of it. Now they finally get it to the other side, almost landing a shot directly forward, not quite getting it. It was very, very close, but not quite what they're aiming for. Blue's going to be trying their absolute best to manage the midfield here and keep it on the Orange side now, because they were threatened, you'll notice, for a solid minute on their own side. And right back there,
to it.
Dog barely gets in the way. That would have sunk in from the other side of the field, which those are shots that you can make. You can make shots on the other side of the field, theoretically. You're going to be seeing it land back on the Orange side, and Orange says, no, we're going to keep it on Blue side. This is very much a game where, in theory, if one team can keep it on one side of the field for the entire game, they are going to have to win eventually.
Exactly, right? Because one of the shots will go in.
Exactly. So
who is that playing in the backfield in Orange that's keeping it out of the way?
What's up? No, the one who's playing in the middle here? Let's
Yes.
see it. He's driving by. I can't see quite that far. I think that's Fitz. Yeah, that's Fitz.
Okay.
And right here, we're going to be seeing them serve it up. It is a little bit of a
Oh.
distance there. They're blending in with the white field. There
There
we
you go.
go.
There they go.
The frog, that's frog right there. Wolf's going and trying to set up for a pass. You'll see them all constantly dive towards the corner here
Yes.
because they're trying to roll it up and have it sink into the center for someone to give a shot. Frog has no one in the goal, and he scores the first goal of the night here.
And there is an example of a poor rotation on
Yeah.
defense.
Oh,
'Cause in
that's
theory-
okay.
The reason why so many shots didn't go in is constantly Dog blocked one, and then when another shot came in, someone came up under him and blocked that one. And it's a
Oh.
rotation like this, but they ran out of rotations
Yeah.
for that last shot.
Exactly.
Someone probably ran out of boost,
Yeah.
or something happened to where
Yeah, a lack of boost, or sometimes if two players go for the ball at the same time. That
Okay.
is, I would say double commits are usually a pretty big percentage of the reason why goals get scored.
it's a breakdown of communication ultimately.
Yeah.
Or perhaps a too late of a communication, something like that. You'll see the Blues trying to control the ball a bit, but Orange gets control briefly, unfortunately getting in the way of their own teammate, though, and launching it over to their own side.
Yes.
That'll happen occasionally, because sometimes it'll just land in front of your teammate's face. That's no one's fault necessarily, especially if it's in the air.
Oh, it's
Yeah, I know, it's very close. He's going to keep knocking it out of the way. You'll
Yeah.
notice he landed on the
Yes.
back wall there,
yes.
so he could flip off of it and block it out of the way. He goes for another shot, blocked, not quite blocked again. I think both players actually ended up missing it. And Blue finally gets possession. I believe that's Frankie going in.
There we
Oh,
go.
scoring!
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, that's a solo goal by Mr. Frankie there. You'll see what he
Saw
essentially
that
did.
completely open and went in.
Yeah, he knocked all the way up, and you'll notice
There you go. Right.
he ended himself
Yep.
above the ball because he knew it was going to bounce under him. So if he angled it just right, it would bounce off his tires and into the goal.
in.
Yeah.
We
So
do that
now-
in soccer a lot.
Exactly. Yeah. Sometimes it bounces off your face and goes in the goal.
That's the dangerous part. That
Yeah.
is the dangerous part.
All right, we're 2 minutes in here. It is 1-1. It is a tight. Apparently, off-screen, Squeege got killed by somebody. But I think Fitzwolf decided to take him out of the picture. That might have been. I will say that sometimes demolitions actually happen on accident.
Okay. So it's not
Because-
always intentional.
No,
Okay.
because like sometimes you're just driving along and you essentially turn and the camera turns and you see a guy and it's right there. That happens. And considering that they weren't even in frame, that was
Exactly,
probably an
exactly,
accident because there was no intent. It could have also been to
Fair.
prevent boost. There you go. Squeege is in the right position at the right time. They're trying to deflect it out of the goal. You'll see if Frog goes up here to knock it back towards the other side, but
Right.
Dog predicted it, bounced it off
Exactly.
the wall, and Squeeze was right behind them, probably communicating, I'm going for it, be prepared to bounce it off the wall, and he goes in, scores, 1 minute
And
left.
that's what you talked about, right? Making sure that the first one goes in and the second one can come in behind and score.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they did it
Yeah.
perfectly there. Perfect example. And so we're going to be seeing, let's see, Fitz is trying to set up for another pass into the center. Dog's got it covered, and it seems like Orange kind of backed off and let them have it. They're kind of going around trying to grab some boost here. Set it up into the corner. Not much to go for. It does seem like Squeeze wanted a piece of it. Didn't quite catch it, though. We're going to see it sent to the other side, and an excellent shot. Oh,
Nice defense.
yeah, Dog goes up for it. That was a great shot on goal, though, as a solo shot. It's going to go up into the corner here, and I imagine Orange will get a piece of it. If Blue can intercept it in the center, they will. Dog will take it in the center. A second will go up to the center, almost shooting it on
Nice
goal.
pass.
Dog goes in the air. Oh my
Beautiful.
Look
goodness.
at that.
That is beautiful. So that is a triple aerial. One person passing to another person, passing to another person, did not touch the ground the entire time.
Wow.
That
that
is-
is amazing.
That is
So,
a-
as you said, some people like it above. So,
Yeah.
some folks are going to do that as a way to get into the net.
yeah,
That is a lot of aerial play is a very good indicator of very high level play.
Okay.
yeah, because it's hard to hit those in the air. You're controlling it's very physics based. You have to control which way you're jet boosting to keep yourself afloat and right angled to hit the ball the right way. All that goodness. You're gonna see
Bird,
that.
thank you for the reminder that I need to stay on the ground as we're playing this game.
Yeah, definitely for your first half an hour outing, I would recommend sticking to the ground. But yeah, you'll see them. They're trying to pass it towards the center again and get some kind of traction, but unfortunately for them, Sapphire had a 3-1 lead. Even if they scored in those last seconds, they'd still be behind. And that was a great sort of nail in the coffin
Yes.
on that last shot.
Yes.
A triple aerial is just beautiful to watch. even if you know nothing about Rocket League,
Exactly right.
you can see that like, oh my goodness.
Well, and I know on some of the advanced teams, that's actually how they get some of their best goals in, is because they are all up in the air and they're shooting around and getting into it. So if it's advanced gameplay, like you are learning, as you said, about physics and where to bounce off and where to hit at the right time. So how do people learn that?
Practice.
Practice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hours and hours. Myself, I put about 800 hours into the game before I quit.
Wow.
I think James, the captain of our main team, has 3,500 hours or so in the game. So I mean that just kind of shows you, how long it really takes. I mean, the majority of the players that you see on stream right now probably have somewhere close to 1,000 hours at the
Wow.
least.
Okay. Okay.
You say
So,
that
I mean-
practice for 1,000 hours thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
Very literal.
Yeah.
there are some professional players that have over 10,000 hours in the game.
Okay.
It just kind of, I mean, and that's why they're there. The hours you put in really
Pay off, right?
determine where you're going to be. So,
Yeah, and
I love
absolutely.
that.
And many players will also analyze their own feeds
Ooh.
and that sort of thing. Like they'll see their
So like
games
watching
after.
game tape?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
That's absolutely a thing that across all these sports.
there is a really nice built-in replay feature.
Oh, so that
so
you can actually watch and see
Yeah.
what you did, what you needed to do differently, how other people are playing.
If
Got
you're
it.
if you're in a match, you can just hit a key, whatever the designated button is, and it will save it for you, and then you can watch the game from any player's perspective. You can watch from this perspective.
I love it.
Yeah, so it gives you a lot of insight, as to what your team needs to work on. And another thing that is available for everybody is there's training modes, and
Oh.
people can make custom, basically like training games.
Okay.
You can practice. You can practice what these people are doing by bouncing it off the backboard and hitting it in the air, down into the net. There's all kinds of different things you can practice. Pros make training packs that
Oh.
everyone can download. So
Okay.
it's
You're
very
learning their tricks and tips.
Yes.
I love
Yeah.
it.
If you can think of it like, are you familiar with Mario Maker?
Yes.
Like making custom levels is exactly what they do.
Okay.
And it's to practice that sort of thing. They'll, for example, when you're trying to defend from the goal, I believe it's built into the vanilla version of the game. You don't have to download anything, but there is a goalie practice sort of thing.
Yeah.
Where it'll just shoot from any different angle, and you have to try to defend against goal.
Oh, okay.
And there are things like that. Trying to take a pass from a random direction and shoot towards the goal. There are things like that for you to do, and plenty of players will play them for a solid amount of time. I know my younger brother, he baffles my mind. He's like 13 and already ranked champion or something like that. He's insane. I don't understand, but anyway.
Well, and games have come a really long way. I don't want to date myself because I won't go back to the TRS-80 where we were playing Pong, right? But even think about how interactive like that was an evolution, and this is so much further along. Where do you see this game in 5 to 7 years?
I would say the shelf life for this game is well beyond that.
Okay.
This game is made by a developer called Psyonix,
Okay.
so Psyonix was recently acquired by Epic Games, which is the company that developed Fortnite.
Yes.
So the budget for this game has expanded tenfold, and they've been adding all kinds of new things. Every month there's fun new events. Not just for competitive players like this, but for people that play the game casually.
Okay.
So I could see this game being popular on a casual and competitive level for over a decade.
Like, to give you an example of very goofy things that you can do, there's a basketball version of this game where there are big hoops with these ball physics, and you have to try to get it over and in. There's a hockey version of the game.
Wow.
There's an actual puck that you have to try to slide along. And it can flip and do all sorts of weird things, like an normal puck can. There's beach volleyball, where the ball has beach volleyball physics.
Wow. Well, and so let's talk a little bit about, because we know, students come to WSU in a variety of financial situations. What would it take to be able to run a game? I mean, or to play a game like this? Because that's we always talk about that. And I know we're building this out right to be an esports
Yeah,
land
the
where students
lounge.
can
Yeah.
come in and play when they want to. But I'm at home. What would it take to get into a game like this?
So for this game in particular, it's a bit different than games like Overwatch in the
That was
sense
a brutal
that
shot.
yeah, in a sense that this game is cross-platform. So like all of the players that you see here, not all of them are on PC. They're
Okay.
not all on PlayStation. They're not all on Xbox. It's just
Okay.
kind of a big culmination of people on different platforms, which is
Okay.
really, really nice. So for this game in particular, you could buy a PS4 or an Xbox One. I don't know how much they go for these days, probably $200.
Right.
But
Compared to the nicer ones, right?
yeah, there's that. Or if you wanted to get a computer that could run just this game, it would probably cost you around the same amount, I imagine.
Okay.
I mean, computers are always a bit more expensive, but that's because they
Yeah.
can be upgraded and parts
Yeah.
fitted out and that sort of thing.
I mean, I was mostly just
Like what's an entry
talking-
level point, right? Yeah.
Yeah, entry level point is it's
I'd-
definitely cheaper to enter a console, I would say.
Yeah, so
but-
it's PC. The starting price
Yeah.
is to some people a bit off-putting.
Yep.
Mostly because, so for example, the computer that I built about 2 years ago cost me about $1,600. But the payoff is this computer is going to last me 6 or 7 years, whereas with a console, I would have to upgrade, at least 2 times in that
Okay.
amount of time.
Okay.
So, that's just kind of the trade-off that you have. Everyone has their preferences, obviously, and our club isn't, obviously, with these players on our competitive teams that are on different platforms. Platform really isn't a big concern.
Isn't the
for us.
issue, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that is part of the reason why this space exists, is so our teams have a place to practice, regardless of what their their financial situation is or what their hardware situation is, because we will have consoles in this room too. It's not going to just be computers, even though the computers will be the main focus.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
And the main reason for that is while we have the ability to stream off of consoles and that sort of thing, it is far easier if everyone's playing on a PC because we can just connect to each of them the exact same way.
Okay.
In terms of broadcasting teams and that sort of thing, that's why you'll see on like the grand stages of esports leagues with budgets far greater than ours, that they're all typically running on PCs regardless, or all running on consoles, but it's never a mix on that stage.
yeah,
Because
never.
you want to run it the exact same way for each of them when it transmits to a stream box like that
Yeah,
one.
exactly. Now, if
Um,
I'm seeing this right, we're in sudden death, correct?
Yep, this
Because
is
we're
an
tied to
overtime.
1-1 each, got 2 games each, and so they're going to be fighting to. Once it goes in, that's the end of the game, correct?
Yep.
Exactly.
And
All right.
whoever wins this match will be the winner of this best of 3 series.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a tiebreaker for a
I know it's so
tiebreaker.
close already. See, he goes in with a shot. That's another block shot. And you'll notice that Dog tends to be the one who goes up and actually goes up for the blocks. Like, that's the sort of thing you take notice in a set like this.
Okay.
If you're completely unfamiliar with the players, you'll be like, that's the person who tends to be on the back line, at least on the first shot. He's the one who tends to be there. You'll notice while they're playing offense here, they just nuked Dog, and he just respawned there. They weren't able to get a shot off like they wanted to by any means, but they're prepared. Yeah, Frankie wanted a shot right up the center, and they had someone there. The rotations
And
were good,
this is a moment where you'll see their positioning is extremely important.
So
Yeah.
that positioning means follow through, right? So who's behind to help?
Yeah, so you saw 2 people in the net there while the ball was in the air, and then one of them went forward to contest the ball, and the other stayed in the
that
net.
rotation was very close to being very off, because you'll notice that person was the only one back there for the next 2 to 3 seconds. And he missed, which meant for those 2 to 3 seconds there was nobody in the net. And you saw when the ball was blocked that there were like 3 cars screaming down
that
there.
moment right there You
Yep,
saw the
one
two
shot.
of them,
Open.
both of the
Oh,
players.
no.
Can't get. Come on. There you.
They tried.
Oh,
They tried really hard, but they didn't quite
your
get
best
it.
college try. Oh, but that's an open net right there, right?
Yep,
Oh,
but there's one person there. One last person to be able to grab the ball. And it gets really tight like this. Like, the game can go on, in theory, for another 5 minutes of regular time. We're into 3 minutes right now, and those shots are really close, but the defense has been just tight enough to where it doesn't quite work out. And you're going to be seeing blue.
well, and this is where the players are tired, right? They're also
Yeah.
kind of. I might need a break. There you go.
Well, yeah, because sometimes it's not just a best of 3 series. Sometimes it's a best of 7 series.
Oh, I haven't seen the
In
best
which-
of 7.
Yeah, best of
Okay.
7 series can happen, and and if it goes to game 7 or further, it's like that endurance level is actually it's not like physical endurance by
Yep,
any means.
yep.
Like it's just your thumbs, you're fine. But it's the mental endurance of constantly being.
There it
Oh,
is.
Rob Hub finally
Rob
scored.
Hub. Is it Rob Hub?
Yeah, Rob
Yes.
Hub.
Rob Hub scored for Cream.
Yeah, Cream Team wins. Cream Team wins that best of 3. But like that mental endurance of constantly being at your best play style, like doing everything the right way. If you're trying to do that for 7 straight matches,
So that's
that's
25 minutes?
yeah, at minimum.
Wow.
Because remember, some
So
of those might go into overtime.
yeah,
Okay,
and typically I would say the average Rocket League match probably lasts around 8 minutes,
Okay.
accounting for time, after goals are scored, where there's the replay cameras and stuff like that. Very, you will probably never ever have a game that's exactly 5 minutes long.
Okay.
No, not by any means.
Usually between 5 to 10 minutes is the amount of time a match will take, depending on how many times people scored or if there's overtime or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Rocket League has another significant advantage going for it in that, again, while it may be high endurance in that sense, it's still 5 minutes.
I know.
There are other esports out there that a single match of the set can be an hour. And they are monstrous.
So during that time, you don't take breaks, obviously.
Well, you do kind of. It depends.
Okay.
Like for example, if I may give one, I casted Rainbow Six Siege. Another example could be Valorant, but we'll go with Rainbow Six Siege here. We had to cast with slight breaks in between matches, like maximum 5 minutes though, 4 hours.
Wow.
Because it was a best of 3 that went to the third map, and they tied on almost every single one
Wow.
all the way into overtime, and it was so tight. It was really fun. Like, it was so cool to see them go that close. But we're like, oh my goodness.
I need a minute, right?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
need a minute.
Like, we got our breaks, but people's voices were sore the following day, you know?
Well, and as I imagine, as you learn broadcasting and as you learn the games, you also learn like where your endurance level is, and then my guess is all of that practice is designed to increase your endurance as you go. So it
Oh,
is really like shooting, to get the right free throw, like 10,000 shots to hit it right. Correct?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm absolutely better at casting than I was when I began, for sure. Like, it was, I obviously don't want to look back 2 years ago.
Exactly. Oh, that's too
Um,
funny.
if while they're preparing, if I may tell like a short story. So we didn't used to have this esports lounge. We didn't used to have, well, anything aside from rented rooms. But we started a broadcast team before we had something like this, and so we obviously broadcast out of our rooms.
Yes.
So I used to live in Waller Hall, and at Waller Hall there's a little bit of exposed piping in some rooms. And that was actually a blessing for me because it occurred to me that I could hang blankets off of both the piping and the wall behind my computer to create a makeshift booth.
I love that.
And so the sound quality sounded amazing. But if I think I have a picture of it somewhere on my phone, I can show you after the stream. But like, it's literally looks like the most dysfunctional thing ever. But it sounded great, and that's all that mattered.
Yeah.
Did you know that the Waller Hall is named after Osmar Waller,
Yeah.
who was a dean of arts and sciences and a vice president here at Washington State University? Did some great work. He didn't come in as he came in with another degree, but ended up doing some engineering, water engineering work around the Cooley Dam, the gravity plant, which at that time was really big. So there's a really strong history.
Yeah. That
All
was
right,
brutal.
All right, so since I know I'm going to be playing soon, I want to
Yeah.
talk me through how these folks are playing
these
and what are
concepts,
they
yeah, sure.
doing and how are they thinking about it, because I'm not sure who I'm playing with, but they're going to be a little bit scared because I don't know how to
Yeah.
play.
Well, I will say that a lot of the people you're going to be playing with are roughly the same skill level as you.
Okay,
So
that's
you don't have to worry
great.
about that. Like they're a little bit more familiar because they're obviously in the gaming space,
Yes.
so they have transferable skills.
Okay.
But other than that, probably not.
Okay.
But what they're doing right now, for example, there's a button to jump, and hitting that twice will allow you to do that front flip or back flip or side flip, whichever way you're moving after that second button press.
Okay.
And it allows you to gain speed.
Yes, you'll see that when you have no boost, your second best option is to just repeatedly flip
Yeah.
forward.
If you,
just the momentum as you're going through.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, if you see players like, usually it's on a rotation back toward, like a defensive rotation back towards their own net to get boost. You'll see players driving in a straight line, usually just flipping over and over again, and that's so that they can get back as fast as possible.
Okay.
And typically that's a last
So
resort.
that's what he just did, was flip over a couple times. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you'll see them do it.
I'm sorry, I assumed it was a he. That was bad. Shouldn't have gendered somebody that I didn't know the gender on, but what they were doing.
Yeah, I also the gray team that you're watching here is actually our B team.
Okay.
So these are our PAC-U champions playing right now.
Congratulations, PAC-U champ.
So yeah, there's quite a few tricks that take a lot of practice. Like there is a maneuver
I don't think we'll be teaching any. I don't think we'll be teaching.
Yeah,
I'm just driving, right?
Yeah.
Driving and
jumping,
using your boost.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
oh yeah, you'll see all the. I'm sure you've kind of picked up on it, but you'll see the yellow dots and the floating spheres.
Yes.
The yellow dots on the ground give you just over a tenth of your total boost that you can have.
It's 12 boost.
Yeah, 12.
Okay, so hold on a second. So those things that are on the ground that are yellow, that just says charge me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
You up, just over a tenth.
Okay.
The floating yellow spheres, on the other hand, that are at 2 at the midfield and 2 on each side.
Okay.
They refill you to full no matter how empty you are.
Oh wow. Okay. So
Um,
when you're really struggling, you want to go find one of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, even and it's even
What
a
did you call those again?
I called them spears. I don't know if they have a name, but
It's just boost.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, players colloquially just call everything boost. Because
Okay, that works because that's what it is, right? Yeah.
I need boost. I need boost, so I'm gonna go get boost. But you know how we mentioned rotation earlier? There is a legitimate strategy in rotating that says that, in theory, if you have a rotation that repeatedly has your team taking all 6 major boosts, the enemy team is lacking for boost.
Oh.
Which is actually a legitimate strategy. Sometimes you'll see players on offense, like they're on the orange side right now.
Just go grab it. Right?
SpongeBob took their corner boost.
Oh.
And that is a legitimate strategy because it leaves them with no boost, so they either have to run around and pick up the smaller boost pads to have, only 30 or 40 potentially before having to use it to make a save or a clear, or they have to drive all the way down to your side or to midfield to get boost. So it's an inconvenience.
And yes, I know SpongeBob. I've seen him play. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, look at just the force of that shot. There's 2 people in the net, but they couldn't quite do anything about it because it was just too fast. And it's that timing, right? You see the timing at just the right moment where none of them are quite in the position to save it. It's fantastic to watch them go to work, and it's just staggering to me, and it still is, even though it's been months now, that our B team beat every single team in the Pac-12, and our A team is theoretically better. Like it's nasty, it's brutal.
I love it.
It is entertaining to watch. And look at that pass. That was a beautiful pass.
That was a gorgeous pass, correct?
Yeah, so yeah, he's on the wall here. So he'll go up, he'll pass it to the side and flies in, hits it to the side, and no one's in.
But he had to hit it at the right spot so it would just almost tap it in, right?
Yeah, so in a way, I mean, it is soccer. I played soccer for 14 years, so picking this game up really wasn't, too crazy just on a conceptual level, because it's soccer with cars. And it's very similar in the sense that, if you shoot the ball at an upper corner of the net, it is much more difficult to save than if you were to shoot it directly at the middle or, on the ground. So if you can, it's hard. It's very hard to be consistent in this game.
Okay.
Consistency is something which is where the thousands of hours of practice come from.
Okay.
People
Constantly hitting on the same
practicing,
spot.
Yeah.
the
Exactly.
same shot over and over again to try and perfect it, and
Oh, did you? Oh, not
Oh.
quite.
which
Literally
is
barely.
another thing too, is all of these cars have different hitboxes, which means their shapes are different, and which means they will interact with the ball differently when you hit them.
Oh, okay. So that is why each of those different cars would hit the ball. Like if it was coming out, it would hit it at a certain
Yeah.
spot versus another car. Okay.
So there are cars that people will use in order to, be able to hit the ball harder or like farther. And then, there's cars that are better for dribbling and ball control. It really just all kind of depends on what your play style is. So for me personally, I like to use cars that consistently can hit the ball pretty hard. Because I guess you could compare it to like footwork in soccer. My footwork in Rocket League sucks. It's not good. So to compensate for that, I would use a car that was better suited to my needs. So
Well, and I'm thinking it's interesting that you said that because for me, I'm super competitive. And so I would likely though also be the one that's sitting close, staying on our color, right? Our net to make sure I see where the ball is coming and then push it back. So the game we watched two games ago where there was they were there for a minute, that would be me trying to push it back that way. I just love, for me, I want other people to make the scores. I want to keep it in the right spot. So
and
you play in
that
the
is dominantly how I would play also. When
soccer
I
players
played
who know what we're doing,
yeah,
right?
when I played soccer, I was a
Yep.
defender. I never played offense.
Same here.
So, I would actually have to have my teammates yell at me and be like, shoot the ball, like, the net's wide open.
Yeah,
There's
take
nobody around. Why are you shooting the ball? And it's just kind of, there's a balance you have to have. Because in soccer, I mean, defenders, there's so many people on the field that defenders don't have to take that responsibility. Whereas in this game, yes, people can have more offensive or defensive play styles, but at the end of the day, you have to be able to fill every role.
Yeah.
And rotate into those spots when needed.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Rotation is absolutely the name of the game when it comes to Rocket League.
Okay.
Because you all have to be able to do each other's jobs. Obviously, you have preferences and things that you specialize in, but if you're the only guy in front of the net and the ball's coming
Take
towards
it.
you, you better be able to get it. It is fascinating to watch exactly what each strategy is, because obviously they'll all pick a car that they want too. And if you know enough about the cars, you can kind of surmise what they want to do. Because at this level, they all pick it intentionally. Like,
Okay.
obviously in casual, in casual you can pick the Batmobile, for example. You can drive around in the Batmobile if you want. You can drive around in the DeLorean from Back to the Future. You can totally do that. And maybe that is your playstyle, and you do pick that car intentionally. I don't know.
I haven't played, so you might awaken a giant here. Well, and what I have to tell you, Wii was very popular at a certain time, and I think part of what I enjoyed about that was the interaction. So I'm curious to see how I'm going to jump into this and enjoy it. So it sounds though that there are different types of players too, that as we play this game and the different strategies, I'd love to know more about that as we go.
You'll see that was a perfect example. You saw that the orange player is prepared to launch forward there and into another foray of attacks. Blue just completely demoed them, and only blue was there to receive the ball at that point.
Yep.
That's a use of using it defensively.
Yes.
So where you see them prepared to grab the ball, and you're like, no, you're not going to have that actually.
Good luck with that. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Good luck with that.
So talk to me now. It would be helpful to talk about what are some of the strategies that you think these teams are deploying as they go.
These particular ones, yeah. Okay, so as far as I can tell, I would definitely say that gray is very much focusing on consistently hard hitting,
Okay.
because almost every single time they've touched that ball, it has gone careening somewhere.
Okay.
And
And so that means that they're pushing to get the ball out of the. Okay.
yeah, obviously everyone wants to do that. I'm not saying that that's a strategy necessarily, but I can see that they're consistently doing that.
Okay.
That was probably a mistake right there that you might have seen, because I do not think that was the intent for blue team to do that. However, they did. What's up?
Yeah, and another thing that a lot of teams like this will do, just based off of, I have played with a member of the B team competitively. Base Sayers was a teammate of mine for just over a year. There is a thing that people do called pre-jumping, which is a player will go down to the offensive, whichever their offensive half is, and so, one of their teammates will either have a big clear or a huge just lob into their end. And the person that's down on the offensive half will jump before the ball is hit. So potentially, if their teammate hits it correctly into their general direction, they can potentially score. Which with this team happens quite often. It's a lot of fun. Not only can it be very rewarding, but it's also it's pretty fun to do it too.
Well, and when I've watched, what I've seen our team do on a repeated basis is calibrate more quickly than the other team does. So there were, and I can't remember the match, but they weren't doing really well, and then it shifted, and then they started doing something different than they were doing before. So it's kind of what you're talking about, is recognizing the gameplay and managing through it, right?
Yeah. There is also a bit of a warm-up period.
Okay.
That is kind of something that our A team in particular has been pretty consistent on. Is usually, their first game is used as a way to just kind of get comfortable and really warm up, which is why sometimes you may see them not do so well or even lose in the first match, but in the rest of the matches it can turn into a sweep.
Beautiful.
So that may be part of the reason why they just don't seem to be very in sync. They might just have cold hands.
Yeah.
Or they're just testing out the other group, right?
Yeah.
To figure out how they play and lock in. Okay.
Oftentimes, if you haven't played a team before, you need a match to kind of figure out what they do, who does what, why, when, that sort of thing. And you'll notice that X team just barely got the goal in 7 seconds away from the end.
Yeah.
And so they're going to go into overtime here. Oh, I forgot to mention, though, you'll notice it just became overtime despite it being 0 forever.
Yeah.
It does not end until the ball touches the ground. So you will have these moments where theoretically a match can go on for 30 seconds.
Because the ball is still in the air.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, you can
People will try to keep it up, whether it's dribbling or just hitting the ball and keeping it up in the air is like a last-ditch effort to score to win the game, or even tie it up if they need to.
So they can go into overtime. And,
yeah.
Okay.
And those moments can be very intense when it's a 2-1 or 1-0 game, because you're like, there's still a chance.
Believe you me, I've been sitting on several of those going, come on, you got this. My daughter, who's happened to be studying in one of the areas right upstairs right now, she would hear me yelling, and she's like, what's going on? I'm like, I'm fine. I'm just watching this game. So.
Yeah, it's very, very.
I love the spurts of energy, though. That's what I really like about this. There is chemistry in the game. I mean, there are moments where clearly they are just,
in sync.
when they're just like floating with each other and really talking to each other and engaging. So it's really fun to watch.
Watching anybody in their element doing their best thing.
It is impressive.
It's amazing to watch. And that very much goes for esports as well, across any esport even. Like, it doesn't matter which game it is. When you see someone in their element, it's amazing. Like in more lethal competitive shooters, for example, when you see someone that's down to let's say they're down to a 1 versus 4, they're the last person alive, and then in the moment that they get 2 kills, and it's a 1v2, if you're in a crowded stadium or something like that, you feel the energy rise. No matter what room you're in, no matter how small the crowd, no matter how big the crowd, suddenly that 1v4 looks a whole lot more manageable, and it's like you feel it's very hard to describe if you've never been there, but it's that moment where
Anticipation,
yeah,
right? Yes.
he could do this. This could happen. This impossibility is suddenly a possibility, and it's amazing. So to bring it back to this, when it was in those when it's on that 0 second marker, right, and it's in the air, but you know you can juggle it for a little while, and you're one goal off, right there.
SpongeBob scores again.
SpongeBob is definitely one of their main strikers,
I
I would
agree.
say, because he's been like, and I've seen him obviously in other matches, right? He played for PAC-U. He was constantly like SpongeBob scores, SpongeBob scores. Like he was the guy who's typically got that last shot, right? And so that's what we have here. This was actually our last match, but they win it 2-0 in terms of the series. Them showing why they're the best in the PAC-U, you know?
Yeah, it very much explains it all.
Yeah, it was they are an intense team to play against because every one of them can fill each other's role, and yes, every single one of them have multiple specialties.
Mhm.
And
And I love how they show the stats here. That's also the other thing I've
yeah.
appreciated. It's my watch going off. That's the other thing I've appreciated is being able to see, oh, that's who scored, or that's who that person is. So
Yeah, it's always funny when you see something like saves 4, and you're like 4. Holy crap!
well, and I think that's what people underestimate about this game, about esports, is that there really is, it is the same kind of quality, the same kind of rigor that other sports are doing, and I struggle with the dismissal of it. And when I've been talking about it with our colleagues, and I'm talking about it with colleagues at VPs at other institutions, and they're like, "Yeah, our esports team, I mean, they are on it. They're learning stats, they're learning data points, they're learning broadcasting skills." So all of you who are out there who are not involved, you ought to get connected quickly, learn some new skills, and have some fun.
There are
Because
many more fields, and you'll see that they're kind of slotting in here because they're waiting for you.
they're waiting for me.
Yeah, very soon here there will be
Woo.
hopping into a match of your own here. We have a PC set up for you that we'll head to in just a second, but they're kind of all slotting in here because you're going to be trying it out yourself.
Okay, so I am going to C9 it on a regular basis.
Yeah, that's okay. That's
Not
okay.
Z, but C9.
Yeah, you're learning. Is it 1 minute? Well, yeah, okay. So they're preparing a little bit more, just making sure.
Okay, awesome. I love
But
that.
yeah,
Well, and so now I'm getting a little anxious and nervous because I'm going to be
we'll give
broadcasting.
you we'll give you a second to like learn the controls and that sort of thing. But it's very simple to learn ahead of time because I mean, there's only one button to move forward. There's only one button to boost. Like it's
Yeah, but it'd be different if it was like a game, right? A game controller where you had that. So it is
Yeah.
all
Typically,
for
this
real.
game is played with a controller.
Okay.
That's how I play it. Unfortunately, I forgot mine when I came here today. So I will be pretty close to the same level as you in my ability to control my vehicle with a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
Well, and no, I'm going to be Instagramming this live while I'm playing because
Oh my
I'm
goodness,
really
that's
I
awesome.
cannot wait. I don't know if that's against gamer rules. Is that
no,
gonna
you
Oh.
can totally try that.
Okay, I
Yeah.
just want to take that because
I just don't know whether it'll make it harder for you.
well, no, I'm going to actually just like pitch it somewhere.
Oh, okay, yeah,
And
sure.
then I'm just going to talk and say, how do we do this? Or what am I doing? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, all
Now,
right.
now who's on my team?
Let's get you over.
Oh,
Well, let's find out.
let's go.
Find out. Alrighty then. So we have you set up here, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So have you set up here, and people will join various matches. So you can go
Okay.
ahead and sit down. Yeah.
Do I need to change headphones?
Yeah, you'll be wearing the other set.
All right.
Oh, that's right. You don't need headphones. You can
leave those
wear
on.
this. Actually, you can leave these on because you don't need sound for this game.
Cool. Okay. All right. I do need to put on my old folks glasses here.
Yeah. So you'll be able to join whichever team you like. Controller over there.
Okay. Oh, so this right here?
Yep.
Okay. And
so before we get started, I'll show you some of the controls here. Actually, Ferd, would you like to do that actually? Show some of the controls, like what are
well,
they?
part of the
Ferd is like,
problem.
what?
What's up?
Hey,
Oh no,
is-
I don't mean touching it. I just mean like is A this
Oh, okay.
next one. Oh yeah.
Okay. So.
So if you press this trigger down here, you'll go forwards.
Okay.
This one is reverse.
Forward, reverse.
Yep, and then B is gonna be your boost
Right
button.
trigger? Is it right trigger the boost one?
Oh,
Yeah, I think you reversed the
well,
triggers.
I don't. Well,
Oh, do you not use the same?
no, all mine are different.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
All right. Well, you'll be joining Orange Team if you want to just hop into it. They are 15 seconds.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, just hit the down on the D-pad.
Down.
on the little like plus
Gotcha.
buttons.
Oh, so
Go back up and do join orange.
so join orange.
Yeah, press A.
Hey, okay.
There you
And then
go. Now you're in the game.
Oh, okay. So that's forward. It's the opposite way. Now, how do you
Okay.
turn?
With
Yeah,
your
so you're gonna use that stick that you're pushed on right now to turn.
Hey, Muffin, you
There.
can't score without me yet. Hold on. Tito,
He's scoring so fast.
Muffin is going to town on me already.
No, Muffin's on your team. You're doing great.
Oh, Muffin's on my team. Okay, congrats, Muffin. Okay, so forward. Oh, I did. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
For the ball. Hold on.
Yeah.
If
Can you press Y? Yeah.
Press Y.
Yeah.
What does Y do?
Yeah.
That's all
So
cam.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
so that's front and back.
yes.
I
That
gotcha.
toggle.
Hey,
Well,
Muffin.
if you press Y again, and you just leave it, you'll see that if the ball will move. Give it a second.
It'll
See
follow.
the camera will follow the ball no matter where it goes.
Yeah.
Instead of it being just forwards or backwards.
Yeah. So
Oh,
you're.
so wow. Okay, am I gonna crash? I'm up top.
No, you're
Are you
fine.
telling me that I'm up
You'll
top?
fall off eventually, but
Ooh, okay.
no, just have fun. You're here to figure it out. So like, just learn how to drive a little bit
That's
first here,
reverse.
Yep.
but eventually
And
you're
I'm
gonna be trying to
forward
hit.
ball right now. Mech chops.
and your boost button will be B. If you hold down B,
Okay, we're gonna
it'll
practice
use
boost.
boost.
Holy Toledo. How long does? Okay, how do I know where my boost is at?
So that 15 down in the corner there is how much boost you have, and your max amount of boost that you can have is 100.
Okay, so I'm low on boost, is what you're telling
Yes.
me. Okay, got it. All right.
And that's why you drive over those yellow bits and the yellow spear and that sort of thing, is that you get more boost.
Okay, I'm gonna go try and get that spear. Oh, good luck. But I'll try the ball. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you're on the ceiling.
I think I'm gonna like this game. Oh wait, there's a ball coming.
Yeah. You don't steer with a controller. It's purely on the stick.
I used
I
to.
know.
Okay, yeah, that is a trick for the young folk or the old folk around here.
Yeah,
Okay,
no.
I
I
do
mean,
now.
it's the same in like in other kart games, right? But like, it's
Okay,
not.
so
in
I
this
am
one.
out of boost and I need to go get some. Correct?
Yeah.
The game's going on totally without me.
Oh, you almost got it.
You got it.
Yeah,
Oh,
you got an assist.
Kennedy, I helped with kind
Assist.
of moving you into the way.
Yeah,
I'm
you got
gonna
an
take
assist.
credit for being the cheerleader of the team today. See, look
No,
what
you
I
did
did.
it. Yeah.
Yes. Completely accidentally, by the way.
No, it's all on purpose. All on purpose.
Oh, no, I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. RB, Kennedy, you got this, big guy.
Oh my
Okay, you were pretty
So, yeah.
fair. Look at that. Okay, go for the ball.
Yeah.
Ooh. It
So,
is
yeah.
really, it's interesting learning how to. Sorry, I don't have to move my thing. It is
Yeah. I mean, you can if you want to for fun, but like, it won't help you here.
Yeah, that did not go well.
Yeah. No, you can totally do it for fun, but it will not do anything for you mechanically.
Oh,
Hey, Ryan got another
right.
one. Hey.
Now I know who I need to cheer for. All right.
Yeah, you'll see he rolled it up the side there, and
He
he
rolled
stayed
up
in the
the
center, and he landed in the front. Now you're seeing it from the player perspective.
Ooh, so that's me.
Yep.
Forward. Okay.
Oh, there it goes.
That is really hard to rearrange, and it is really hard to not move the game.
Rocket League would be funky if you actually steered with the actual controller. That would be interesting.
A Wii steering wheel,
Yeah, exactly.
like for Mario Kart.
That's exactly right.
Do you program a Rocket
How
League?
does the girl flip
Like-
over? B?
Oh, probably.
How
I
do
don't doubt it.
A.
Yeah,
A.
press A and you'll flip
Okay, there we
over.
go.
You can do that to do flips with your car too. So if you can double tap A, you can fly forward, or
Oh,
fly up.
Yeah.
okay.
You can jump and that sort of thing. But if you're moving forward and you press A, and yeah, you can go forward and double tap it quickly when you're moving forward. It'll
Oh,
flip
and
you.
that was an accidental twist. I want to be clear about that.
Yeah.
Muffin, I will not say I've got this covered. I'm just.
No. You're learning. It's all good.
Hey, that is no fair. The other team is like 2-1 or 2-3.
I don't know. It's a 3v3. It's a 3v3. You're holding out. Oh, you go for the goal. Oh, almost. So close.
I know they're trying to. I know
No,
the
but
team is
no.
like, we've got to help Mary Jo. Help Mary Jo.
There you go. There you go. Oh, almost.
Oh,
Okay, you're close. You're in the right position, which is very good. You're already learning positioning. And that's very important.
yeah, I got to play it like Wii Wheel. Sorry.
That's okay. Go for it. As long as
Wait.
you use the stick at the same time.
Jeez, how did I miss that? Backwards, Mary Jo.
There you go.
All right, turn this way.
It's just the stick. It's just the stick that you use. To go left and
Oh,
right.
the ball's obviously behind me.
Oh yeah, you can press Y to recenter on it.
Y to recenter on it. Okay.
There you go. Now you can see it.
Oh, come on.
And there you go. So
There goes
now
that
it's towards the
30
center.
seconds. Oh, I also don't want to score against myself. So
Well, the orange goal is yours, and you're on the other side, so you're fine.
Muffin gently trying to tap it this way.
Yeah.
All right, Muffin. I'll
You're
sit
ready?
right
You're ready
here.
for it. Yeah, you're ready for it. Oh, can you catch it? Can you catch it? Pass it towards the center.
Oh,
Almost.
tried it. Oh,
Almost. You're in the right position for things, though. Like, you got that positioning down. There we go.
what?
Towards
B,
the
B,
center.
B,
And
B.
first
Oh,
match won with an assist. You got your first match won with an assist.
Yay!
Oh my
You
goodness.
won your first ever match of Rocket League.
Yeah.
okay. What's
Just
I'm-
press A. Just press A.
press A? Gotcha.
Yeah,
All
there
right.
you go.
It'd be so much easier if we could pick up.
Oh, that's wild. This is so
Mhm.
wild. I'm
Yeah.
supposed to join orange again.
Go for it, yeah.
Is I'm pressing A?
So you're,
Okay.
you're nuclear hops and muffin.
Right. So
They're
did
both-
we just switch teams?
You're all still on orange. It's just that nuclear hops joined your team and RV went on the other. I mean, yeah. You're
Come on, you're gonna get that ball.
getting it.
Oh,
so
did I
close.
just knock? Hey, Chop, sorry.
You bop.
Oh.
And as we mentioned before, it's entirely viable to just hit other people's cars too. Like, that's a thing you can do.
We are doing bumper cars though, right?
Oh,
Oh, Muffin!
did someone score on themselves? Oh no.
Muffin, you're the winner.
I think I made a mistake.
Now, Muffin has an interesting story behind his name.
Oh no! Oh no! It's an own goal.
Did I just hit the goal?
No.
Okay.
Tim scored on himself. Snake Eater scored on himself.
Ooh.
Yeah, remember you can press Y to recenter on the ball. So if you're getting lost, you
How
can
do I? What number is? Where's the Y? Okay,
there. See, so then
that's
it'll.
what I like.
It's much easier to play the game that way.
Oh, somebody knocked me out of shape. I'm not okay. You gotta tell me.
Alright,
See
there
this?
you
I
go.
gotta be careful. Okay, go up.
Oh, there you
Woo.
go. They got past you. You can go chase after, or you can wait to be on offense.
B is jumper, right? Jump and
B
move.
is boost. A is
boost. A is jump. That's
Yeah.
the one. Okay.
yeah, and if you double tap it while moving in a direction, it'll flip you.
You have to know my staff are sitting in the room laughing at me because I can.
Oh no, you got nuked. Hops got you.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. This is okay. You beat me up. That's great. I'm supporting you in your growth as a player. Because that's just how we got to roll. There we go. She got that thing.
Yeah, so now you have 100
B,
boost to work.
B, or A. Sorry, I screwed up
B is
again.
for boost. Yeah, B is for boost.
B is for boost. But how do I jump? Is that A?
A.
That's jumping. And jumping quick?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
you need to move forward when jumping quick.
So I got to move forward when jumping.
Yeah, just try driving in a straight line and then double tapping A. Just tap A
Oh,
twice.
go get it. Go get it, girl. All
And
right.
Oh.
Oh, somebody's coming after me.
Yeah, you're getting out of the way of it though. You're fine.
Oh, I'm getting in the way. Is that what you're telling me?
No, you're getting out of the way of it.
Okay.
So, like a couple of people tried to ram you, but they missed.
Okay, B to no.
A to flip over.
A to flip over.
There you go. So try driving in a straight line and then double tapping A really fast. See?
Oh, there we go. Oh, did I just hit that ball? Not really.
Oh, almost. Hops got nuked again though.
I'm gonna go back.
Oh my
I might be better driving backwards.
You are kind of driving backwards a lot, yeah. There you go. You're getting it. You're getting hold of it.
Oh, there we go. Oh,
There you go. She's
all
gonna
right. I want to support him.
Get ready.
Oh,
Oh, you got
oh,
knocked
I'm
out.
sorry, Chops.
Well, because remember you were in the center, so they knocked you out of the way before you could score.
Yeah, I should have waited. Is that what you're
Yeah.
telling me?
Well, no, you were in the right spot. They knocked you out of the way though, because you were in the right,
Got it. I want to go down,
because you were gonna score otherwise.
or at least pretend score.
Well, you were gonna try at least, and that's dangerous.
Oh, come on. Oh, I missed. Oh,
Yeah, you're backwards.
I didn't even notice I was backwards.
There you go. Now go forward. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. You'll get it. You'll get it. The top. Oh!
Oh, almost had it.
You had the right instinct, though. That was the right instinct. And there we go. A little bit forward. Go ahead and smack it.
It is really hard to drive straight.
You'll get it.
Come on.
Oh,
Oh,
no. Almost. Keep going for it.
come on. See, I'm going backwards again. Wait, I'm going the wrong way. All right.
There you go. You got it. Let's see if you can go for it. Oh, almost.
Oh.
You're in the right spots. Keep doing what you're doing.
Okay,
and
but we gotta get it away from us.
Yeah, we do. Oh, close. You ready? I might get it to you in a second here.
Well, I gotta get out. Oh, backwards.
Almost 1 minute remaining. You got to
Reverse.
back up. Oh, you got it.
Oh, wrong way. Sorry, team.
Oh, Muffin, you got it.
Oh,
really?
Muffin, nice recovery, Muffin.
That was a little close.
Come on, get back.
There you go. You ready for it? You're gonna ram him. There you go. Now it's in front of you.
Somebody needs to be ramming me as a purpose, so I'm gonna use that strategy from now on.
Go for it.
Okay, hold on.
You can go drive after people if you want.
I'm going in circles.
Ops
Okay.
is right in front of you. Oh no!
Oh.
Oh, get it out of there!
Nice recovery. Get it out. Okay, there we go.
There you
Let's
go.
get it. Go straight in. You got it. You got it. Oh!
So
I
close.
hit it.
Yeah, no, you kept it in the front.
That was progress.
Yeah. You're getting it. You're getting there.
Oh! Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
Now,
but
is everybody laughing at me on C9? Am I getting the C9 stuff?
actually, you haven't C9'd at all.
Okay, that's cool. All right.
I think actually Snake Eater's the one that C9'd. You got the own goal earlier. One more. Keep going. Yeah.
So I am pressing A, right? Ready? So B is boost. Y is the view of me as a driver, right? What is X again?
Oh, what is X again? I actually don't remember. Third? What's X again? Oh yeah, that's right. It's drifting.
Okay.
So you probably won't need to use that, but but if you do need to drift, that would be how you do it. You hold on.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I'm not gonna try drifting. I'm barely driving straight at this point. So we're just gonna keep trying to drive straight.
I would say in this next match, press A, by the way. If you can press A.
I have this camera, right, of me like completely. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Thank you for all of your support out there. I much appreciate it.
Try in this next match to do that double flip thing.
The double flip. So are you up in the driving and then BB, right? AA.
Yeah, driving and then AA because that makes you hit the ball harder.
Okay.
And it also just gets you places faster.
Oh, I can't. So I need to try. I need to join blue, correct?
Yeah, you're gonna be on with Snake Eater.
Okay. Oh, Snake Eater. There we go. All right.
And go.
Now I have to tell you, if this old woman can do it, you all can too. So I'm trying to get it to the orange side, correct?
Yes. You're on
Just
blue
a
team.
reminder. I see you, Death Master, in there.
Yeah.
Muffin, I'm glad for your nonverbals over there. I'm feeling not so low. Oh,
yeah, go.
I got it! I hit it once. Keep it going, Gonzalez.
Go.
Oh, see?
They're pushing it forward. But yeah, you cleared it. You got it onto the orange side.
Okay, orange side. Bounce. Oh!
You got it in the air. That was Muffin getting in the air.
I was trying to practice the bounce that you told me to do.
Yeah, you have to be driving forward when that happens.
Oh, I can only drive forward and do that. Like, oh, that wouldn't work. Forward. Double tap.
You have when you're driving forward, you have to have your stick leaned in the direction you want to flip.
Okay, say that again. So it has
your left stick, the one on your left thumb.
This one.
No, left thumb.
Not left. Okay.
You have to point that one in the direction you want to flip.
Oh, okay. I see what I did. Okay.
Yeah. There you go. Now you got it. So anytime you want to flip, you have to push the left stick in the direction you want to flip.
Okay.
See, you're kind of getting it. You're understanding the mechanic. Drive forward and grab it. Oh, there's some nukes happening in the back. Hobbs got nukes.
Ooh. Come on, Gonzalez. Oh, there you go.
Getting it out. There you go. And they're trying to keep it on your side of the field, but we're
Hey, Bird, I might be screwing up your game quotient here.
Oh, did it? Oh, it rolled in from the other side.
Congratulations, Muffin.
He hit it from all the way over here on your side of the field.
I wish I could pass you some. Okay.
You'll be getting closer and closer. You're learning from the very beginning, so don't worry about it. Oh no!
No way!
Oh,
Get
no.
that ball away from there. Okay, RV Insanity, I might have some emotional issues if you keep trying to keep it over here.
Oh my goodness, go get it. You can go knock it around. Oh,
Oh, it's all good.
yeah. Your teammates
I'm just trying to stay in the direction of the ball.
Yeah, no,
That's my goal right now.
stick to it. You're entirely practicing from square one, so do not worry, do not sweat it. You're gonna.
Oh, I went in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
I started playing Wii.
Honestly, playing this game with a Wii controller would be crazy.
Well, yeah, because you could like drive.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep it on our side. We're trying to help you. I'm going the wrong direction. Reverse. I drive better in reverse.
There you go.
Oh, nice. Thank you for the save, Muffin.
He's got it.
Okay, forward. I got to turn.
There you go. And you can run up. Oh, almost.
Okay, yeah, I'm having trouble with the left. Learning how to drive with the left side.
Yeah. You can't drive with the right side in this game. That's purely for camera control. I'm sure it can be rebound, but I wouldn't want to change the controls on you while you're learning. Like that's.
Yeah, no lie, right? Let's die for a second again.
Yeah.
Boom.
Boom. There you go.
I am loving this. This is really exciting.
Very nice. Oh, go get it.
Come on.
Oh,
Oh,
Not
Muffin,
quite.
you and I were struggling with that one, weren't we? I wonder what language we would be using on our headphones.
I don't know.
Okay, there we go. I got to get that ball out of the way.
Oh, Muffin got it out of the way. They might try to shoot it again, though, so you're in the right spot. There you go. Now it's out of there.
Okay.
There you go. You can go try to help out Deathmaster here.
Okay, I did not mean to end up on that roof again.
It's the awareness of where you are and where the ball is at the same time.
Okay, so I've just got to drive differently. Okay.
Yeah. It's definitely takes some getting used to, but you are getting better with every match. I can see it. You're learning.
Okay, that way.
There
That's
you
the
go.
way I got to go. That's the way.
Almost.
Oh.
You swerved a little bit, but you got it.
Okay, RV Insanity, you and I are going to have an issue. This can get personal really fast. You know that? Oh my gosh.
You got to throw it down now. 1v1. There you go.
This is going to get personal fast. Woo. I support you.
Oh, no.
I support you fully as a student, as a game player. We might have some major issues. Now I'm going to have to, what I'm going to do, RV Insanity. Oh, she hit it.
Yeah, you blocked it. There you go.
That was
No.
totally accidental. I want to take zero credit for it
There you
intellectually.
go. Go get it. Okay, there you go. You're setting up for it.
Okay, so flip it around. How do I flip it? There we go.
There you go. You got it.
Forward and go that way. Oh,
And
Oh.
win. There you go. You got the one goal and you kept it out of the net the entire rest of the time.
that was awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I can see why you would do this for
Yeah.
literally why you would do this for hours,
Yeah,
right?
because it's so quick, but it's so fun and it's action-packed at the same time.
Woo! Okay, so are we playing again?
You got one more. Yeah,
All
one
right. Okay, be nice, team.
more. You can press A to say that you're ready to go for the next.
Okay, and
There you go. You're
go
good.
to ready.
Yeah, you're set.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, no, it is extremely.
Okay, so the reminder, this is really, it's interesting because if you don't use this very often, it's hard to know like which way to turn. So I've been turning the wrong way. All right.
Yeah, I'll be having. Once you get the hang of the left, you're slowly getting a hang of the left
Yes,
stick.
yeah,
Like,
yep.
you're figuring it out, you know.
Are folks laughing at me on the stream?
I don't know. Are we wrapping up or? Oh, okay. We're outdoing. Oh, okay. So that was actually the last match. We're not
Okay, but I'll be back.
we're out of time.
I'll be back.
Yeah, no, but it's and you'll be able to play it in the esports lounge just in general. So
That was amazingly fun.
yeah, it's very easy to get addicted to. It's very fun.
That was
Oh
a
my
blast. Woo!
All right, so I'm gonna be.
Did you really?
What's up?
That was the shot that won the game.
All right. Sadly, that is all the time that we have left. Thank you very much for tuning in, joining us on this adventure into competitive Rocket League with Mary Jo Gonzalez, the Vice President of Student Affairs. I would like to take this time to thank all of our players for joining us, all of the crew who put together this broadcast to make it happen, all of the executive board, current and incoming, for the continued success of this organization, and everyone supporting everyone previously mentioned. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I am Gabriel Del Rosario, the incoming president of WCU Esports in the coming year. I will be seeing you on the internet and beyond.